come on inside and get yourself something cool to drink.
And let me see how bad y'all messed this mock draft up without me.
Hey, Voch.
Yeah, man. VOCHLONBARDI. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me on the Bleacher Report, the Bleacher Report app. Tell a friend to download the app. All y'all need to be on the Cowboys tab, NFL tab, and NFL draft tab. We'll be popping out at any minute now. Love y'all to pieces. Bleacher Report had a 32 GM mock draft situation. It was cool. They had one last year. I was a part of it. There was a scheduling conflict. It's the reason why I couldn't do it. And that's all right. I'm gonna at least get some content out of it. Kidding me. What I like about this mock, and I don't know exactly what the picks are. I just kind of screenshotted it real fast and moved on. Didn't really get a good look at things. But what I like about this mock, unlike other mocks, is 32 people collaborated for this mock. Let me tell you why I think that's a good thing. Because when you have one person doing a mock draft, they lose sight of others' biases and what they may be. You know, if I'm picking a mock draft, I'm just going to take my list of best players. I'm going to compare with the team's needs that I'm looking at, and I'm going to go down the list of those needs. I'm going to coexist it with the best players and go from there. What makes these types of mock drafts realistic is because there's 32 GMs in this mock. There's 32 GMs in the real draft. So if you're a Cowboys fan, you just can't soiree your way into getting Ted McMillan or Ashton Genty at 12. They got to actually get there. You understand what I'm saying? Plus, there's this idea that, oh, well, Ashton Genty's locked in this place, and that may be cool. But what if he's not? That's what's so good about these mocks. Like, if I'm the Patriots guy drafting at 4th overall, I'm taking Ashton Genty 4th overall, and I dare y'all.
Did you hear what I said?
I dare y'all to get an attitude, but we'll see what happens. That's what these things are for. That's what these 32-person mock drafts are for. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to treat this like a normal mock draft, and it's going to be in context of Bleacher Report and the 32 Bleacher Report creators. I think RJ Ochoa picked for the Cowboys, so shouts out to RJ filling in there. And we'll just go from there. We'll talk about the lead up to the 12th overall pick, and if we like the lead up, and then we'll talk about the player that the Cowboys selected at 12, and we'll talk about the guys that went after the Cowboys. We'll go from there. Y'all ready? Everybody all right? Y'all ready? Let's do this then. Also, too, I'm not gonna linger too long on the picks that don't need a whole bunch of lingering. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get in, figure this thing out, and we're gonna dip on out here and go have some dinner. All right. Let's run this for the cardio, man. Let's run this. Let's do the entire screen. Yeah, let's do the entire screen. All right. Let's make me a circle. All right, cool. So the commentator there, you're just gonna see a still look at his face, but this is the mock draft there. All right, let's talk through this thing, man. Let's figure this thing out. Let's cross this bridge here. Give y'all a little something to listen to while we talking. Cam Ward went first overall. Shouts out to you. Travis Hunter, the Browns went best player available. To them, that was Travis. All right, cool. Bet. The New York Giants did not take quarterback. They took Abdul Carter. Them boys trying to lose games and go and get Arch Manning next year. Shouts out to Authentic. He was probably picking for the Giants more than likely, but I'm not sure. Will Campbell, they got him down as an interior offensive lineman from LSU. I know some people think of Will Campbell as a guard. I think if you're going to take Will Campbell 4th overall, I think you should take him as a tackle. Now, I got 2 offensive linemen ranked higher than Will Campbell, Josh Simmons, but he probably won't go this high. He should, but he won't go this high. I see Membu over there at 10th overall. Then I got Will Campbell there, but Campbell's a tackle, man. Campbell's a tackle, and I think he's picked here as a tackle. That's interesting because I would have taken Mason Graham. I think Mason Graham's a better player than Will Campbell, but hey, it is what it is. The Raiders take Shedeur Sanders, despite having Geno Smith on the board right now. And look, if you're a Cowboy fan so far, this is perfect. They haven't really taken none of your guys or them. I just look down at the Knicks. 4 picks. Hey, look, the run gets treacherous. All right, Tyler Warren goes 7. Shouts out to my guy Richie. Tyler Warren goes 7 overall there to the New York Jets. That's interesting there. Hey man, shouts out to Sam Darnold, man, out there getting his bread. Sam Darnold played with the Jets, huh? I believe Sam Darnold played with the Jets. Or he signed to the where he signed? Oh, he signed to the Jets, something like that. Ashton Genty with the Broncos via trade. Now, why y'all out here doing trades on 1-round mock drafts, dog? What's going on? All right, but Sean Payton and his Denver Broncos traded all the way up to beloved Carolina to take Ashton Genty. I wonder if anybody would really trade up to get Ashton Genty here. Let me do something real fast while we here. We're on the clock. We ain't doing nothing else. Let's do trade value chart. There we are at drafttech.com. I wonder if I just move this in the window on the screen, would that go? Yep. Okay, cool. It works. They're trying to sell suit accessories. So pardon that. Can I get away from the suit accessory screen? No. What if I just scroll real high? No. Okay, well, let's hit refresh on Draft Tech. All right, here we go. So you say the Panthers at 8 overall. The Broncos traded up from 20. So the Broncos, okay, let's see if I'm reading this right. The Broncos would have to make up 1,400 points. So that's 850, their first round pick, of course. The Broncos would also have to give up a second rounder. That puts them at like 11 and some change. I think call it 13 or something. That ain't bad. Just kind of giving up that's all it takes to move up. Giving up your second rounder. A 2 and some change. Not a third, Denver. Yeah, a second and a 4th round pick to move up to 8 overall. Man, we could do that. Hey, Dallas, we can move up to go get you. What is it going to take for Dallas to move up from 1,200 to 1,400? We need to make up 200. Damn, boy, my eyes, boy, all these letters on screen. Here we go. Bam. All right, so we need to make up 200 points. The Cowboys. Hey, would y'all give up y'all 3rd round pick and overpay a little bit? Would y'all give up a 3rd round pick to go get Ashton Genty? We ain't got a 4th round pick. Hey, I might. Anyway, let me get this up out of here. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of trades in these kind of scenarios. They shouldn't have let trades go off like that, but whatever. Ashton Genty goes to the Broncos. Whatever. Ashton Genty goes off the board at 8, which is all the Cowboys watching this, all the Cowboy fans watching this should care about. And I brought this up on the draft show one day. I was like, hey man, Ted McMillan may not be there. Are you okay with Ted McMillan not being there? You have to be. And McMillan goes 9 overall to the Saints. Now the Saints got receivers over there, but you can't tell me that Raheem Shaheed is stopping you from taking Tedero McMillan. So hey, it is what it is. And Armand Membu is really putting a foot in your Cowboy plans with these last 3 picks right here. All right. The Cowboys pick will be on the next screen, so let's get ready for it. If McMillan is gone, yeah, that ain't bad. Walter Nolan goes 11 to the San Francisco 49ers, and the Dallas Cowboys select Matthew Golden. I think that's one of the more consensus picks we've been seeing a little bit later or lately. So cool. We'll take that. TD takes a horrible choice in Will Johnson from Michigan, but hey, shouts out to him. I would have taken Jahdae Barron right there, but he's a Dolphins fan. That's TD's business. Shouts out to him. But Matthew Golden, and that's one of the conversations we've been having lately, man. Who's going to be the guy that's there? And if it's not McMillan, it definitely won't be Genty. It feels like Matthew Golden or an offensive lineman. It feels like wide receiver or an offensive lineman. That's who the Cowboys have been looking at. That's who the Cowboys kind of got on their radar. I know that there are some pass rushers on the board that they were looking for, but look, this is another thing that I really love about these person-generated 32 GM mock drafts. You really get to feel what people really think of these, or see what these people really think of these players. They don't have Jalen Walker as a top 10 player or Mykel Williams as a top 10 player. You could look and be like, well, these content creators, how we know that they're right about this thing? Hey, content creators get it right a lot where the NFL does not, Colston Loveland went 14 overall. I think that's a mistake, but that's y'all's business. Mike Green went 15. That's a good pick for the Falcons there. Jalen Walker at 16. Jahad Campbell at 17. This all looks fair. 18 for Mykel Williams is a bit high, but as long as it's not 12, I'm cool with that. Jade should have went earlier. Donovan Easy went 20th overall. That's the trade back situation that the Panthers had created for themselves. So they traded back and took Donovan Easy from Boston College, and with the 20th overall pick. That's a spiffy pick, player. That's a spiffy pick. Out of this list of guys, who do I love? As a Cowboy fan, I love Jahad Campbell, but I wouldn't take him over Matthew Golden. I love Jade Barron. I would not take him over Matthew Golden. I love Mike Green. I would not take him over Matthew Golden. I love Donovan Easy, but I got a second round on him. But I'm definitely not taking him over Matthew Golden. I'm glad Will Johnson, Jalen Walker, Mykel wasn't in the Cowboys conversation or wasn't in the discussion for the Cowboys there. That makes me smile real big. Jalen Milroe goes 21st overall. We know Jalen Milroe is going to be in the house. He's going to be in Green Bay, so we can only imagine he's going to be a first round pick. It's fine. We knew this was we knew this was the case. We knew this was the case, and I think that's a bit high for him. I got him way down, in day 3 somewhere. But it's the quarterback tax. This happens here. Omarion Hampton being another first round running back coming off the board, and this is another interesting tidbit here. We have to figure out what running backs are, or how these GMs value these running backs as first round guys. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But Hampton, who's the second running back, who was linked to the Cowboys at 12, he comes off the board at 22 there, which is all right. Kelvin Banks, I would love for the Cowboys to take Matthew Golden early and then trade up and get Omarion Hampton anyway. That'll be so fire by Jerry Jones. I'll pass on the 3rd round pick to move up and get those two, because you really set your offense ablaze with those guys. But anyway, moving on. Kelvin Banks falls all the way to 23 in this draft. Apparently, Houston traded with Green Bay or some little mess like that. Yeah, these trades got wonky. Everybody ended up trading at this point. I had time. Jackson Dart, the Cleveland Browns traded into the first round, which I do see as a likely situation here. They're trading into the first round to end up with Jackson Dart, the quarterback from Ole Miss. So that's cool. I'm actually surprised that Jalen Milroe went over Jackson Dart in this situation. I actually thought that Jackson Dart would go higher. And I do think in real life, I think the league will value Jackson Dart a little bit higher. But these GMs for Bleacher Report aren't valuing that, which makes sense. Kenny Grant going 25, fantastic spot right there for him. Luther Burden to the Rams is ridiculous, and he's gonna whoop ass over there too. I still think Luther Burden's a fantastic player, and he's falling for technicalities and overthinking, but it is what it is. Nick Minowari at 27, I think it's some nonsense, man. But Ravens fan, and look, this ain't even a Ravens type pick. Ravens normally pick to where after I'm watching the draft and Ravens take players, I'm normally jealous at Ravens players. I'm not jealous at Nick Minowari. I think he's a small linebacker. I don't think he makes too much sense as safety in my personal opinion at all, especially not a first round safety. So it is what it is there. Derek Harmon goes 28 overall. That's fine. The Cardinals go back, get some picks, and end up with Derek Harmon. That's cool. Shamar Stewart falls all the way to 29 overall, 29th overall. I think this is what people really feel. I think this is what people really feel about some of these guys that don't have the production to match some of the stuff that they had going on in some of these media mock drafts, man. Shamar Stewart going top 10. It just didn't make sense to me. I just don't see that guy. Tyleik Williams, who's a dog, I love him to pieces. I can see him going first round, but I'm not sure if he will. But Buffalo Bills taking him there. I like Tyleik Williams a bunch. Josh Simmons, who I think is the best offensive lineman in the draft. Who's the best offensive lineman in the draft? Goes to the Kansas City Chiefs. They've been linked together, but man, Josh should go way ahead of this. But Josh will be fantastic here in Kansas City. He'll love it there. And Malachi Starks goes to the Philadelphia Football Eagles. Pretty solid player for them. All the Eagles got to do is just hang around. You know what I mean? They could, no matter where they drafting it, they just gonna end up with a good player anywhere. So in this draft, what ended up happening here, I can put my straight still up. The stream's still up. It's just backwards. All right, cool. Don't worry about it. I hit the button trying to pull my board up, but we're good. We're straight. So let me mirror my. So looking at my board, the players that are left over. Let's just go with my first round graded players I got left over here. Emeka Egbuka, left over, didn't get taken. Tyler Booker, first round guard for me, left over, didn't get taken. Barron got taken. Let me go into the second round here. Like guys like Savon Ravel didn't get taken. He'll fall into the second. James Pierce, Princely Umama Yellen, just edge guys like that. They're probably, they're going to be in the second round for sure, but they just didn't get taken today. Travion Henderson, a running back that people think will go in the first round, did not go in the first round in this particular mock draft, which is all right. I think that's everybody else that I could possibly see being first round guys coming off the board there. So if you're the Cowboys, you looking forward to the spreads. You looking for whatever, whatever it is that you would like as a evaluator or whatever, you can have it right there as a Cowboy fan. So if you want to go linebacker, offensive line, running back, all the corners are there. You feel really good about all the corners that's there. It's a litany of corners there. Wide receiver, whatever you want is on the board and it's available for you. So there it is there. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. If y'all didn't hear, I was on Draft 101. It was like a live show where people came through and asked questions and chopped it up with us. Y'all can find that on 105.3 The Fans YouTube page or whatever. That's where I was. So I actually missed this soiree that we had here, but it's all good. But make sure that you download the Bleacher Report app. This was a fantastic exercise that Bleacher Report put together. We got 32 of Bleacher Report's best content creators, put them all together, and they had a fire mock draft. Shouts out to them, But I'm Voch Lombardi, VOCHLOMBARDI. You can follow me on all those platforms. You can hit follow on Bleacher Report also, and tell all your friends about it. All right, I love y'all to pieces, man. Y'all hold it down until next time. Salute. Go get Matthew Golden or something.